Freebies, what is going on? I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. I know it's been a little bit since I posted a video, since like last week, Monday, whatever it was. As you can see, the old PC is here. So this is the first video off the new setup. And here's a nice little picture of the new setup. I still have to finish getting OBS all situated. Apparently they used to have like profiles that you could just log into, and then it auto imports everything that you already set up and stuff. But that apparently isn't a thing anymore with OBS. So I have to boot that thing back up, and go in and export all my profile stuff from OBS. I also have to export all the profile stuff from Stream Deck to get that all situated and set up. But I also realized, apparently I have never said what the PC build was that I was doing. So I figured, why not go through today and just kind of like talk about what I all built, right? I think that is a pretty important thing if you guys are curious in this. So that's what today is. So firstly, the motherboard I got is a Gigabyte Aorus Master X870E. If you don't know computer stuff, it probably doesn't mean anything to you. It is like a very fantastic motherboard. There are better ones out there, but with the budget I was working within and wanted to spend, it was perfect for what I wanted to do. It also allowed for AM5 sockets for AMD CPUs and chipsets. So with the CPU, I ended up getting a Ryzen 7 9800X3D, which is like one of the best CPUs out there. So that was super exciting. I was a little concerned. I've been talking with one of my buddies while getting this all set up and situated and everything. And right after I had moved where I was ordering it from so I could get a faster ship time on it, he informed me that they were finding fake chips out there, that people were taking off the faceplate of the 9800X3D and putting them on older chips. So like I had to write down a bunch of stuff of what I need to look for to make sure I actually got the chip that I had ordered. Luckily, I did. Everything came in as it was supposed to. It was all the correct parts. Everything is working, obviously, because I'm making a video on it now. With that too, because I had to bundle the CPU with some other component, I did bundle it with a Radeon 7900 XTX. That is actually through, I forgot what, ASRock. I got it through. So it's like when I was looking, besides the 5000 series that's coming out from NVIDIA, this graphics card is like the fourth best graphics card, like rated performance wise, behind a 4090. But I didn't want to spend the amount that a 4090 was. This graphics card was about half that price. So, helped with my budget constraints that I had in all of this. With that, like RAM, I ended up getting, two 32s at first, I want to say. To find out, apparently now with new RAM, there are Intel XMP specific ones for Intel builds, and then there are AMD Expo ones for AMD builds. I originally ordered the wrong ones. So I had to run out and go get ones that were designed for AMD Expo stuff and was having issues with things. So I picked those up. I only got 2x16. Yeah, 2x16s. So I'm running 32 gigs of RAM. It was an interim thing until I could make sure everything was working, and then I can order, once I return the 2x32s that I have, so for 64 gig, once I get that all refunded, then I can order bigger RAM and kind of buys me some time because, yeah, budget constraints and everything. I am running a 2 terabyte SSD for the boot drive, and then also a 4 terabyte SSD, both M2 slotted things that you just slide in and snap down. So I have plenty of space. I also ordered a new external hard drive because if you guys have been through this whole ordeal and saga that I've been going through, my other external hard drive failed on me, and that's kind of what started this whole realizing that thing back there was starting to fail on me. So that kind of prompted it all, which I'm kind of glad the external was going out on that, because that really opened up a lot of eyes on that and where the whole situation was, which then prompted me to spend a lot of money. But everything is good. This build, I also want to put out, with this build, I can upgrade quite a bit of things in the future. Mainly at this point, probably just the graphics card. At some point, I'll have to upgrade. Not going to be in a rush to do it. But with that, there's no game I can't play now. So, in past videos, you probably heard me. We were planning on doing some Indiana Jones streams when that game came out. Couldn't do that because, one, I didn't have an SSD to boot it from, and two, my previous graphics card in that thing wasn't good enough to do any of the graphic capabilities of it. When we were playing Chocolate Factory Simulator on stream, the game crashed on me. That shouldn't be an issue unless there's a problem with the game itself. So that shouldn't be an issue. I shouldn't be having games crash on me. We can open up... I going through everything too, I wasn't able to do Resident Evil 4 Remake, which I've been wanting to do because that wasn't good enough. I couldn't do Resident Evil Village, which I've been wanting to do because that. And there's just so many possibilities now. I can get into Diablo 4 and Path of Exile 2, and so many doors have been opened because of this, and it's just incredible. The other hiccup that I did have, the power supply I had in that thing, while this build said it was under wattage of what that power supply was, there was still not enough power for it. So when I got everything all set up, I was getting power to the motherboard, but it wasn't booting up the system, which drove another problem, which then I had to run out, and I had to go get a new power supply as well that I wasn't planning on getting with this whole build. So I ended up getting a Corsair RM1200X power supply. So literally everything is a new component on this PC. Literally everything. Running AIO, liquid cooling on it, the Liquid Master something or another, I forget what it is. Everything is a new component on this thing, and I wasn't originally planning for that, so there were a couple extra accrued costs that I wasn't planning on or expecting. But it happens with computer building and troubleshooting a bunch of stuff, and I still have to troubleshoot a little bit. The motherboard does have a display code on it. Right now it says 01, but it's been giving me an 08, which is telling me something with one of the memory stuff isn't reading right. Or so some sources say. Some sources say the 08 could be something else, which it's fantastic. The manual does not have the 08 code in the manual, so it's... I don't know. Everything, I'll be figuring out stuff as it goes. Right now, it's running. It's not causing any issues. I've tried multiple games. I've tried Indiana Jones. I didn't actually play any of it. I just loaded it up to make sure it actually would work. Everything works great. Far better than I wanted. With all of this, I am going to be needing to upgrade my monitors. My monitors are still only at 1080p, and I want to bump up to a 1440 so I can get at least 4K while I'm playing stuff, and then we can be recording stuff in 1440. So also with the monitors, I also want to upgrade my microphone that I've been wanting to upgrade for a while and tried upgrading at one point, but then the microphone I had gotten, there was a faulty something in it. I forget what the manufacturer told me it was. They emailed me back after I was telling them all the stuff, and they told me what it was that was faulty in it, and then I got that refunded, and I was going to get a new microphone with the refunded funds that I had gotten, and then all of this started happening. So all of that funds that I was going to put towards the microphone had to go towards a new computer. I also plan on upgrading my camera at some point. Both of those are further out. I'd probably... the order I'm thinking right now for upgrade stuff: microphone, monitor, probably just singular monitor, and then camera. So it might take a little while before I fully get everything where I want it with all new upgraded stuff. But I just want to come on here because I know I haven't talked about what I got for a computer. So there you go. That's the build. It's a Gigabyte Aorus Master X870E motherboard, a AMD 9800 X3D CPU, which if you end up getting one, make sure the chip is blue and make sure the serial code on the chip itself, the PCB board, is 33050. Don't get scammed. 32 gigs of RAM, which are DDR5, which also, if you are upgrading and going to Gen 5 stuff, make sure you know there's a difference between the Intel XMP RAM and the AMD Expo RAM. Didn't know that. It may not have been, it may still work, it might not. I didn't want to risk it with everything else that I had bought and had to spend money on and stuff, and I didn't want to sit and constantly continue to troubleshoot and throw more money into it. So I just went with the AMD RAM sticks because I'm running all AMD stuff. If you want to run Intel. They fixed their oxidizing issue, so their new chips shouldn't be an issue. But the 9800 X3D is like one of the top of the line CPUs. Go check it out. Storage, I got a Western Digital 2 terabyte M2 SSD, and then also a Samsung 4 terabyte SSD, and a Corsair RM1200X power supply. I can't think of words. Also a Liquid Master something or another. The box is over there. I can't read it. AIO, liquid cooling, liquid CPU cooling. It's been a wild few days. I got all the parts in on Wednesday. As I'm recording this, today is Saturday. So since Wednesday, putting it together initially, and then Thursday having to go buy something, Friday having to go buy something, today finally getting everything all situated, all the cords all tucked away and looking all nice and everything. I had a friend come over and help with all that because I'm terrible at cable management. If you would see the inside of that thing, it is hideous because it's functional. It just doesn't look pretty on the inside. Well, it's not as functional anymore, obviously, because otherwise this whole thing wouldn't be happening. But I look so very forward to getting into a lot of stuff that I have been not only just shying away from, but not even buying because I knew that computer couldn't run a lot of the stuff. And some stuff I didn't think it would have an issue with, or even like some games, most games, I would have to like tinker in the settings and like drop a lot of the quality of the games down to like low or medium graphic settings. That is no longer a case. That should no longer be an issue. So I also just look forward to going back and playing some of the games that we've played previously and letting them run at their high ultra graphic settings and seeing the difference, because while graphics don't weigh a whole lot on me, there are some games out there where graphics do matter, and it changes your game experience based on the graphics that are set within the game. So like, there's a lot of stuff I just look forward to just going through and playing so many different things. So if you guys have any suggestions for anything, I say this quite a bit. But if you guys have any suggestions for anything that I should check out, because I can literally do whatever now, leave them down in the comments below. It is so appreciated. And if you drop a comment and I pick your game, I will give you a little shoutsy outsies. That's what I'll do. With that, also, I still need to transfer over like graphics and all of that stuff from that computer. So this video doesn't really have a nice little song at the end of it, or an outro little video thing. So I'm just gonna sit here for like 10 seconds and tell you how much I appreciate you all. I love you all. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and I will see you guys all in the next episode. Until then, just stare at me. Look in my eyes. I can't see anything right now. My vision is very bad. I think I'm looking at the camera. I could be looking at the spotlight that's next to it. I could be wrong. I can't. I can't even. It's bad. It's bad. Anybody want to fund for like me to get LASIK? That'd be cool. That'd be much appreciated. Bye.